Heidi Klum was born on June 1, 1973, in Bergisch Gladbach, North Rhine-Westphalia, West Germany. Her father worked in the cosmetics business and her mother was a hairdresser. At age 18, she entered a modeling contest, Model 92, and won a contract with Metropolitan Models in New York. She moved to New York and began modeling in the early 1990s, appearing on major magazine covers, Vogue, Elle, Marie Claire, and became globally recognized, especially after appearing in the 1998 Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. She was one of the early angels for Victoria's Secret and built a modeling, endorsement, and business career. It all began in the year 2000, when supermodel and TV host Heidi Klum decided to throw her very first Halloween party in New York City. At that time, celebrity Halloween bashes weren't as extravagant as they are today. But Heidi wanted to do something different. She wanted to make an entrance no one would forget. That year, she wore a costume with vague S&M vibe spike, patent leather, the drill plus 2 Pippi long stocking braids. The costume turned heads, but what came next would change Halloween forever. Each year after that, Heidi's Halloween parties grew into Hollywood's most anticipated costume event. She turned her passion for creativity, makeup, and transformation into an art form, one that blurred the line between fantasy and reality. In 2001, she shocked guests when she arrived as Lady Godiva, riding into the venue on horseback, wearing a sparkling bodysuit and long blonde hair that cascaded down like a river of gold. The cameras went wild, and the image became an instant Halloween classic. In 2002, Heidi arrived at her New York Halloween party as Betty Boop, the classic cartoon pinup from the 1930s. With big curls, a strapless red sequin dress, and fluttery lashes, she looked like a living animation. The crowd adored it, playful, nostalgic, and perfectly campy. It marked the first time Heidi fully leaned into a character-based transformation, rather than just a spooky theme. By 2003, she pushed boundaries even further. Heidi became a full-bodied golden alien, covered from head to toe in metallic paint and prosthetics that took nearly 10 hours to apply. It was clear, this wasn't a simple party costume. This was performance art. In 2004, Heidi arrived at her party as scantily clad witch with scarlet hair. Her was amazing as usual. She also gave a skeleton a piggyback ride on her way in. She is nothing if not committed. The look was both magical and menacing, proving she could balance beauty with eerie drama. Every year, Heidi works closely with a team of Hollywood special effects artists, makeup designers, and prosthetic experts. Planning begins months in advance, often as early as June or July. She sketches her ideas, collaborates with designers, and tests materials, all to make sure her costume looks authentic and real enough to scare. Fresh off her marriage to musician Seal 2005, Heidi turned up as a vampire temptress. The model finished off her costume with long fangs, an enormous curly wig, and a bleeding heart pinned on her corset dress. Seal showed up dressed as a cop. 2006, Heidi turned into the forbidden fruit, an apple from the Garden of Eden, with a snake wrapped around her body and her husband Seal dressed as Eve. In 2007, Heidi ditched traditional horror for something futuristic. She arrived as a mechanical black cat, blending latex, metal plates, and robotic makeup. Her tail even moved via hidden controls. She purred and prowled through the party, proving that sci-fi could be sexy and spooky. 2008 became one of Heidi's most controversial yet jaw-dropping costumes. She embodied Kali, the Hindu goddess of death and destruction, with blue painted skin, a golden crown, and 6 prosthetic arms attached to her body. Though some found it culturally provocative, the artistry and craftsmanship were undeniable. Intricate jewelry, layered fabrics, and a striking aura of power. In 2009, Heidi soared into her party as a dark raven queen, covered in black feathers and shadowy eye makeup that gave her a hauntingly regal look. She arrived on a feathered throne, carried by masked attendants. Every detail, from her talon gloves to her piercing gaze, exuded gothic glamour. For 2010, Heidi went full sci-fi again, as a robotic superhero, half metal, half human. She was suspended from a harness and descended into her own party, wearing metallic armor and LED lights that glowed with each movement. It wasn't just a costume, it was a show. In 2011, Heidi stunned the world and maybe grossed them out a little by arriving as a flayed human body. Every muscle, tendon, and vein was painted and sculpted across her bodysuit. The effect was so realistic that guests gasped as she entered. It took 7 hours of airbrushing and prosthetics, but it became one of her most iconic looks ever. In 2012, Heidi's Halloween costume was inspired by Queen Cleopatra, and it was absolutely stunning, elaborate, regal, and golden from head to toe. She wore a costume-made golden gown. Everything about the outfit was perfectly capturing Cleopatra aura. Though that very year, she postponed her party for December due to the outburst of hurricane days before Halloween. Out of respect for those affected by the disaster, she postponed the event. 2013, she shocked everyone by becoming an elderly version of herself, with wrinkles, gray hair, and varicose veins so realistic that guests didn't recognize her. In 2014, Heidi went whimsical and vibrant as a giant butterfly. Her costume featured 12-foot wide wings, antennae, and vivid makeup. She floated down the red carpet like something out of a fairy tale garden. It was her most colorful and graceful Halloween yet, a breath of beauty after years of gory detail. 2015. She transformed into Jessica Rabbit with a red latex dress, exaggerated curves, and a face molded with prosthetics that perfectly mimicked the cartoon character. Heidi shocked fans again in 2016, not by changing herself, but by replicating herself. She hired 5 lookalike models dressed identically to her, matching hair, makeup, and outfits. Together, the 6 Heidis walked the carpet in formation, confusing fans and photographers. It was brilliant, bizarre, and purely Klum, a living art installation. In 2017, Heidi went nostalgic again, transforming into Michael Jackson's werewolf from the Thriller music video. With full prosthetics, yellow eyes, fangs, and furry claws, she looked straight out of a 1980s horror flick. The performance included a dance tribute to Thriller, turning her Halloween entrance into a mini-concert. 2018. She became Princess Fiona from Shrek, arriving with her then-boyfriend Tom Kaulitz as Shrek himself, green skin and all. 2019. She may have outdone herself, spending 13 hours becoming an alien cyborg creature with translucent skin, wires, and exposed organs. After the pandemic breaks and the pause, Heidi made a monstrous return. After skipping large parties in 2020 due to the pandemic, Heidi returned in 2021 with a cinematic concept. She released a short horror film instead of a red carpet. In it, she played a possessed woman hunted by zombies in her own mansion. It was creepy, polished, and smart, proving she could turn Halloween art into film production.
Now, on this Halloween, the dead will rise from their graves. Heidi does Halloween 2, Klum's Day.
It has been established the unburied dead are coming back to life. Killers are eating the flesh of the people they kill.
So, what are we doing for Halloween this year?
What did we even do last year? I don't remember.
Didn't we turn into demons, then hunt down and kill our mom?
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Oh yeah, that's right. I really miss her and Tom.
Halloween was her favorite. I would give anything to see her walk through that door. wonder who that could be.
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
Here's Mommy! Mom, I thought you were dead!
Sorry, Mom. I thought you might be hungry.
Oh, thanks!
Mom, are you, okay? You're looking a little pale.
I feel a little strange, but I can't exactly put my thumb on it.
Mom, what's that on your cheek?
Nothing, sweetie.
God, you're acting really weird, Mom.
Mom, I think we really need to get you to a doctor.
What makes you think that?
Gross.
Lasagna's ready.
I'm scared to open my eyes. I'm scared to close them. I'm gonna die up here. Mom, I'm hungry.
Me too, sweetheart! Yummy.
Mom, are you trying to kill us?
Of course not. I love you all too much. To eat you all at once. Happy Halloween, everyone.
After the episode of her 2021 comeback, she slithered onto the red carpet as a giant earthworm in 2022. One of her strangest and funniest looks yet. The costume required her to lie flat and wriggle as she did interviews, her husband dressed as a fisherman holding her on a line. It instantly went viral across social media, proving once again that Heidi could turn absurdity into art. In 2023, she stunned fans again by transforming into a giant peacock, with a team of dancers, Cirque du Soleil members, forming her feathers, etc. This pushed the bar even higher for her Halloween showpiece. It wasn't just a costume, it was a choreographed spectacle. For Halloween 2024, Heidi Klum again outdid expectations. She transformed into the outer space classic alien from the 1982 film E.T. the Extraterrestrial, complete with expertly crafted prosthetics, a full body transformation and headpiece that concealed her face. Her husband Tom Kaulitz joined her with his own E.T. costume. The preparation reportedly involved months of planning, designing molds, head rigging, airbrushing, making full bodysuits, animatronic eyes. She said she watched E.T. 1,000,000 times as a child and chose the film as her inspiration. She described the process. Clothing, makeup, prosthetics were layered. Her face hid in the neck of the costume, so the illusion was complete. So in 2024, the story is, after years of wild costumes, she picked a nostalgic classic, applied state-of-the-art FX, and pulled off a headline-making transformation. For 2025, Heidi became the mythical Medusa, the gorgon who turned men to stone with her gaze. Her costume included a golden corset covered in reptilian scales, glowing green eyes, and a headpiece of animatronic snakes that hissed and moved. Her husband, Tom Kaulitz, dressed as a man turned to stone, a perfect storytelling twist. It took 10 hours of prep, prosthetics, and tech coordination, but the result was mesmerizing. Fans agreed, Heidi wasn't just in costume, she was Medusa. From Betty Boop to Medusa, Heidi Klum's Halloween story is more than a timeline. It's a legacy of fearless creativity. Each year she reinvents herself, not to impress, but to remind the world that imagination never ages. As she once said, "For one night a year, you can be absolutely anything you want, and I want to be unforgettable." For over 2 decades, Heidi Klum has owned Halloween night. Her parties attract the biggest names in Hollywood, from musicians and athletes to top designers and actors, all waiting to see what she'll become next. She goes on to say in an interview, "I don't want to look pretty. I want to look unrecognizable." And she truly means it. Over the years, Heidi Klum has become famous for her annual Halloween party in New York City and the costumes she wears, each year more elaborate than the last. But beyond the glamour, Heidi's Halloween obsession represents something deeper. A love for creativity, transformation, and fearless self-expression. Every October 31st, she reminds the world that Halloween isn't just about candy or costumes. It's about becoming something extraordinary for one magical night. She has said her goal is, "I don't want to ever let any of my Halloween fans down." And when the lights dim and the music fades, Heidi Klum, the queen of Halloween, starts planning all over again for next year's grand reveal.